Right. Hello. So frustrating, right? And I want hopefully the members come back and hear. Oh shit, the whole title hasn't fit in. Um yeah, I was just sitting talking to myself, or so I thought, in the members in the membership for about 5 minutes, and then I noticed that the timer was stuck at 1 minute 7 seconds, and I was like, oh, that's weird. So I finished it, right? Not to mention the fact that when that ended, the other one, it's meant to switch to the members, and it done nothing of the sort, right? It just left us hanging. It said, whatever, waiting to the and we would have been waiting forever. It's like it never started. Um, and then, uh, and then so I done another one, and the timer was going, but nobody was turning up, and I'm like, this is a bit weird, right? Because I do, if Charlotte and Lexi were on the live stream, okay, Lexi might have had to go because I think she only had half an hour, but I feel like Charlotte would have popped up, like, you know what I mean? And I was like, this is a bit weird. But anyway, that's not that weird. They might not have been able to. So I went and looked from my other channel, and there wasn't a red, it's red. When someone's going live, even if I'm filming live unlisted, it would be the red light, and there was nothing. So so, what I'm saying is, members. I mean, I don't know. To be fair, it's quite funny. Like this isn't a mad doing, but it's like I. Oh, hello. Right. So did you hear everything I just said there, Charlotte? Because basically, what I'm saying is, I've just been sitting in the membership talking to myself, but I don't think it was showing you that. So I don't know what they're doing, but I can only assume they must be doing updates behind the scenes to specifically the membership. Um, I know it's fucking mental. Like, I kept trying to join you, but the screen was black and didn't connect. Fucking mental. But how come it's letting me do this? So, so sorry about that. I tried. It wasn't switching on here, which is the whole reason why I went live in public to do that. And then, because it did. What's different though? If it works, if they fucking sort it out, it said at my side. Did it say to you go now? Because at my side it said switching to members go now. And I'm thinking, well, what does that mean? Do I need to click it? And then that, because I'm quite defiant, to be honest, I was like, I'm not going. I want to see what it does. And well, I was kind of, what I mean, it didn't do anything. So then I was like, oh shit. And then so I thought, right, fine, well, it's a bit annoying, but I'll try it from my phone. Because it hadn't processed yet, I clicked on the phone, the go now. And it did take me to no, it didn't though. It took me to waiting. Did it say to you waiting for it to start? And it just wasn't starting. So then I just started a whole new live stream, and I've done it twice, sitting talking to myself for what felt like 5 minutes each time. It wouldn't have been that long, but and it's not working. So like I said, it was frozen. I was speaking for 5 minutes, and the timer was froze, and then the second time the timer was going, but when I've checked on the other channel, there wasn't a red light. So Mercury retrograde. So again, sorry about that, everyone in both levels of the membership. I was just wanting to hang out and have a bit of time with you, just hanging out. Um, but Charlotte, anyway, just you email me back when you can anyway, because I'll speak to you on more anyway. But if you want to when you're ready, but it's kind of like um how fucking annoying, basically. So members, it's very frustrating because I wanted to hang out and make up to for the fact that I had, been off for the best part of a month. Although I was still, to be fair, everyone in public, I was still putting what I could in there, wee pick-a-pills and stuff. But yeah, how annoying. But maybe, well, it's Mercury retrograde, but maybe it's, that this needs to get done and I can make that up next week. I really don't know, um but let me just but yeah, no, it just stopped here and had to go looking for you. Yeah, but you couldn't find me because I couldn't find me. Like it just mental. Oh dear. Because look, I've got two. Yeah, right, right, right. Yeah, I've got one where it's got 1 minute, So that 1 minute must. Oh no, that's what it was. It says 1 minute, but it was 5 minutes. But it says it was 1 minute. It wasn't processed. It wasn't. I don't know what the fuck it was. And then the second one, I was sitting there for 5 minutes talking to myself. So fun and games. So I just decided I think it's better we just crack on with this. So yes, but I am just going to see. Wait a minute, because it's the dreaded Pisces moon next week. But on Monday. So I think what I'll do is if it fucking lets me, I'll be live with you guys in the membership. I'll just try and do the exact same on Monday. And failing that, if it doesn't let me on Monday, maybe like a week today is better because that's although it's Pisces new moon, it's actually an Aries moon the whole day, like because it's Aries moon after 4 in the morning. So yeah, we'll see on Monday, but I think it's more likely a week today I'll be in there. Uh, unless a miracle happens and I feel like actually, as much as I don't enjoy the Pisces moon, because if it's just the membership, I probably could do that. I could just come and hang with you from my bed kind of thing, but we'll just see. Um, but yeah, sorry about that, guy. I don't know what but like I said, that's something that can't be helped. They must be doing something behind the scenes, a bit annoying. But at least you can hang out here and we can we can crack on with this. Right, so it is Baltic and I'm not prepared though. I didn't get my flask. I've got some water there. It's a bit chilly. Or is it? This is the problem. You know what? I've been struck. Yes, yes, I know. Yeah, but I mean, I'm just, this is what I mean. I don't want to talk. I don't want to. I don't want you to have to talk in public about how you're feeling. But I mean, obviously, if you don't mind, but I mean, it's yeah. You just email me and we can talk ourselves. But it's but I just it's a bit it's a bit frustrating when it's like I want like we could have been doing that in there. It's just a bit annoying that it's not letting me. Um, what was I going to say? So yeah, are you going to be doing something nice for your birthday? Um, it's the 18th, isn't it? Remember, I always used to think, oh no, no, sorry, 19th, 19th. I saved myself. I always used to think it was 18th and it's the 19th. I just caught myself. Um, oh, wait a minute. Sorry. Sorry, Charlotte. Yes, on your birthday. Right, so actually, I don't know. I mean, you're going to be doing other stuff on your birthday, so maybe it's better I go in the membership on the Monday. But are you just having a quiet one, or are you doing something nice with the kids? Um, and have you seen my email yet? I'm like, again, obviously, if you haven't, I completely understand, but it's like I'm quite, I don't know if you've seen it. Um, Oh, 'cause I don't know what to do with myself here. I'm like a bit cold. I'm getting an electric blanket because I've had my eye on this one for ages and it was in the sale and I didn't get it. And then it's went in the sale again and I'm like, I looked at reviews for ages, it had loads of good reviews and I'm like, see if that disappears again, I'll be fucking raging. But that is perfect because it's the same as my background and um it's better than that thing. You can't hear it, but the noise on that oil heater, it's like I'm so sensitive, it drives me nuts. It's just I don't know what that is that like clicks away inside it. It's like right now the heater's on, it may as well not be. I can't feel the heat and the window's shut. So it's like I may as well turn it off. I'm seriously contemplating going and running, getting a hot water bottle, and I just wanted to come on and explain, but there's no point me going away. I wanted to come on and explain that I've just been trying to go in the membership and it wasn't letting me. I'll wait until somebody comes on and nah, I think it would, sorry, procrastination. So I think this is good sometimes when you see how much I procrastinate. I'll crack on with it. I think I should crack on with what I usually do. And then when I get too cold, actually, do you know what would help? A fucking blanket that I usually have on would help, wouldn't it? And then I'll either get up and get a hot water bottle or I'll turn the heater on or it's more the noise that's doing my tits in. I think I might turn that off now. The noise is doing my head in. You'll see my funky tie-dye trousers. They're comfy as in it. Right. Let's see. Oh no, don't you all fall everywhere. That is on right enough. But that's how cold it must be. God, it's up full blast. Are you kidding me? Shit, if that was off, I'd be even colder. Oh God, I'm gonna have to. Oh my God, my hot water's is because it's cold. That doesn't help. Right, fuck it. Let's just get on with it. I'm gonna have to keep that noise. That's ridiculous. I can't believe I can't even feel that. Let's move it a bit closer. Fuck's sake. Well, that's great. Electric shock me, why don't you? Right. Give me a shot. Electric. Right, okay. So, right. I did see your email, but registering yesterday and then up 5 this morning doing an overdue report for yeah. Don't worry. Oh sorry, I just put my ass in everyone's face, but um, yes, no problem. Just I'm just keen to know if we can make that work because I want to see you. But I know that obviously this is a very difficult time, so you might not, but I think it would be quite frankly stupid if we didn't grab this opportunity. Because I've always, Charlotte knows this, well, I don't know if you remember, but I've always had a vision of meeting you at the train station before I go home. Like, it's how weird is that? I've always had a vision of that. So much so that like this is how real it is to me. Sometimes I think we done that, and we've never done that, have we? Like, see what I mean? Sometimes I doubt, and I'm like, no, I haven't met you in person. Uh, I think it's because we nearly did, and it didn't work or something. Uh, I think that's what I must remember all the time. But it's like I've actually got a vision of it. So if it's not this time round, it must be another time. But um, but yes, let's sort the top. Um, so I've got to be careful here. Uh, Will reply when I can on my birthday booked for a home ed day so we get out the house for something specific and I don't do nothing for it. Good. Yeah. Get out and go and have a nice lunch or something or go and, just but as you know, like I've said before, it's not always it can be quite a somber energy anyway, and in light of what you've just went through, yeah, it's going to have a different vibe. But that's why hopefully I'm hoping if I can see you at least at some point I can give you a real hug. Belated birthday hug. Right. Did I charge them? Do we want pink and brown or black and brown? I mean, or do I just fuck the mic off tonight? Where's the Oh God, what the fuck? It was there. Oh no. This is just they were there. Is it because I've just, no, there they are, there they are. What, I don't know if it makes it. I think this and this. You tell I like my matchy vibes. Right, so I'm going to unplug this and then you won't be able to hear me for a minute. Right, plug this. You hear me now? Okay, there. This pot's gonna annoy me. It's the first time I wore this actually. It's like that red one that I love, but it's like annoying. Um, Right. Put that in there. Yeah. Sorry if you're new. I don't normally take this long to get into it. It's just it's not. It's Mercury retrograde. That's what I'm going to blame. Right. So don't know if all of this will fit. So again, for people on the replay mainly or live, let's just put this in for. And Charlotte, you can have it. Oh my God, I'm so fucking indecisive. Do that. I usually do the personals at the end. I think we'll stick to that. Unless, Charlotte, if you would prefer me to do yours just now before I get going with this, I'm happy to do that because it'll make sense for others too. Oh my God, that doesn't fit. I thought that's too many. Too many words. I've put you're welcome to use. I'll just put super chat. That's too many words. Oh yeah, there we go. Got rid of quite a lot. Super chat to. There we go. It fits. Right. So what this means, everybody, on I've just realised there's no point in me saying that. Oh no, there's 4 people watching. We will honour the 4 people watching. I was going to say there's no point saying it on if it's on the replay, but there is for the other times I do it. If people want like a 5-minute message, I say 5 minute loosely. I'm sure no, it'll need to be 5 minutes, but 5 minutes. Then if you choose the £10 option, I'll pull a dolphin card and then a few more cards. And for the £15 option, no, for the £25 option, sorry, it's like 15 minutes, and it's the horse card because that's more, it's longer to read, and then but basically I'll just channel for 15 minutes, which is actually quite a long time when you're doing this. And of course, if you're a member anyway, you're due that anyway. So basically, what I'm saying is, I will do that at the end for you and any of the other second level members that come on, and even people in the first level. But I will pull the first level members a few cards as well because I would usually do that in the membership anyway. Sorry, bless me as well. And that is the normal booking link at the bottom there as well. And we'll do a goal. Oh God, it must be freezing. Fuck, it's freezing. I can't believe it has been. It's been in the minus today because did you have a wind warning too? Because we had a yellow wind warning. So I think that's like the second worst. And like I don't know where about that was happening because in here, right, the building shakes and everything, and like because I live near the sea, it's like we get the worst of it. But I slept the best I've slept like all year. Like so, do you know what I mean? Yeah, I was a bit tired, but I mean I didn't get to sleep till maybe after 3 or 4 or something right enough. But like I slept right through until I needed to get up till like about 10. So I don't know. Like were they just kicking up a big fuss for fuck all again? Yeah, I'm just putting blah 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 blah. And then oh, I don't know. Um just but because I'm curious, I'm just gonna look. Yeah, -3. It fucking feels like -10 right now sitting here. Oh God, right. So I didn't choose this. Really, instead of this brown top, this should have been my big. I'm tempted to go and get that. I'll stick it out a wee bit longer. My big brown jumper with a hood. That sounds good right about now. That's on the drying rack. Uh, that's that kind of day. Right. Anyway, so it's been proper windy here today. No idea if there was a warning or not. Yeah, it's like been windy here too, but it was nowhere near unless I totally missed that and I'm sleeping. But I'm quite perceptive. Like I do sleep. The thing is, I do sleep in my earbuds in, so you know there could be times that, but it's very weird for me to like. You know, I always hear the door in the post and all that. So that fuck knows, whatever. Right. So let's do this. Let's do this. So I just burped and it was very chicken. Sorry to share that with everyone, but I felt like talking out loud. I had chicken and sweet potato last night. I had chicken and sweet potatoes. I could eat that every night, to be fair. I love that. And also, remember you said that you've had sweet potato and cottage cheese before. I had that on the Monday. I like that too. I had that the other day. But I think I'm in the kind of zone where I can eat what I want now. Thank fuck. But this has been the worst 7 day fast that I've done because I didn't have the same results and I've not had a great time going back to the eating. So I will never do that again around the same time in my chart. But I can't stress the benefits of it enough, people. But just not like, it's they make me experiment. It's just, you need to, yeah, I think there's definitely an optimum time and that was not a great time for me. Um, right. What are we going to use to identify? Ah, the new ones. Right, okay. So, uh, yeah, I'm going to trust. I don't know why they want me to use these ones, but so this is to identify. So if you're brand new, like I said, sorry, this is like this is just taking ages to get in this. It's for Capricorn, the 10th house. So the 10th house is your career, calling, public image, um, it's time, karma, money, success, goals, lots of other things I'm not saying right now. But the thing is, because my 10th house, my midheaven is in Leo, there's always a bit of a Leo vibe to it. Like even the fact that it's like I look like I'm a wedding guest right now. Do you know what I mean? It's like, although this is my new favorite hairdo, so and it's again, it looks like it takes effort, and it really doesn't. I think I've done it quite good tonight. But it's like you know what I mean? When the moon's in Leo, people like to look good. Everyone knows a Leo that's like, either they are good looking or they fancy themselves. Do you know what I mean? Or both. You know what I mean? Some people fancy themselves and it's kind of like I don't see what they're seeing, but go you for the confidence. And some people it's like they're feeling themselves and I'm feeling them. You know what I mean? It's kind of like but so yeah, I always just like to say that it does, when I'm doing when it kind of goes with my chart too because I'm channeling the messages. It's quite funny. So let's see what have we got for. So as always, this might make sense to you, it might not, but even if it doesn't, you can just enjoy the true story, but use your fucking common sense because it's general, and even if it strongly feels like it's yours, um, it's lots of other people's too. So it's always good to be discerning, right? Okay, this is to identify the divine feminine, male or female energy. What have we got? We have, oh my God, it's that one again. Trash. Well, that's a bit rude. Too much, screenshots, proof, letting go, throwing out memories. So if you're the divine feminine, male or female, but this is also the masculine feminine side, you're in a strong place of empowered energy of like anything that is clogging up my energy field or my literal phone, like I've said, like, I've got fucking thousands of screenshots, it's taking up the memory of my phone, or I've got too many texts or my WhatsApps, like that's what I don't miss about WhatsApp. Like you always have to clear the cache thing. Mine was just fucking insanely overspilling, and I don't have that problem now. I've got it, but it's like you're being guided to let go. And I mean, throwing out the memories is a bit harsh, but it's like I feel it's quite real, but I feel it's like I do feel a sense of like there's a bit of a sting in this one that it feels like somebody treated you like trash. Which sorry, I know, sorry, I'm laughing because I'm like that's a bit shit, but it's kind of like that is what I'm hearing. It's like, I feel you're being guided to let go of the memories where somebody has treated you in a way that's made you feel not good enough. Like, so if that feels like you, this message could be for you. And so again, remember, you could be a masculine or you could be a divine this could be the masculine's feminine side to your feelings. And so an air sign could be involved, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I'm not one of these people that's actually big on shouting out the signs and the bit, but I mean, that actually says that. So I'm reading it. Just because it just gets ridiculous. Like, we've all watched somebody, I know that I have, where you're watching somebody and they're like, this person could be an Aries, a Taurus, a Gemini, a Cancer, a Leo, a Virgo. Literally name all the signs. And at no point have I ever watched anyone ever, no matter how much I love watching them, and I thought, oh, it's definitely for me because they said Scorpio and they said Aries. No, like, never would that. It does not matter to me because I know that we've all got all the energies everywhere. But do you mean it's just, that's why I'm like, there's no point in that. But maybe some people do place weight on it. But yeah, so again, but that might be an extra, hint if you are Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But again, like I said, if you aren't, don't pay attention to that bit, in my opinion. Right, what else have we got for if you're the feminine energy? Oh God, this is the reason why I didn't want the fucking. This is the reason why I didn't want the deck. So we've got pregnancy, but pregnancy test, entrapment, conceiving, mother figure. So I didn't want it because I just feel like sometimes when I catch people using these cards and it's in the reading, it's always like, like not good news. Do you know what I mean? It's like, so yes, but anyway, pregnancy can be new beginnings too. So I mean, congratulations if you are pregnant, or watch out if you don't want to become pregnant. Also watch out if you don't want to make somebody. I mean, all the different ways that this can go. But obviously, because it says entrapment, and be careful, especially because Mercury retrograde in Pisces is about trickery and lying and stuff. So just be very mindful. Oh my God, see, Capricorn's about importance as well, and leadership. And because my 10th house is in Leo, they've went with a dramatic one, because it's like that, even if that stops one guy getting in a situation like that, it's worth it, isn't it? So that, because remember, it's omens as well. So yeah, just be aware that somebody could be trying to trap you, like a karmic energy could be trying to trap you to hold you up, well, for the rest of your life. Conceiving mother figure, or actually with this card, the strongest feeling that I'm getting is I actually feel, because it's just a few of the conversations I've had this week and some of the readings that I've had, some of the channelings that I've done this week, there has been a lot coming up about and personal clients. Like, well, when would it have been? Did I have clients last week? I can't even fucking remember. I don't think, whenever I last did. I think the mother figure is like an interfering mother figure. So if it's not on the feminine side, it's a masculine feminine side, because that would be manipulation. Like, but it's just trust me, I said, I've had a bit of a synchronicity with that, where that would make sense. I did think it was going to come up. So yeah. So like I said, that'll make sense to you if it makes sense to you, right? So what else have we got? That's strange, isn't it? The different, like, is it a happy card? Is it a not happy card? Like, what I mean? Depends on the circumstances. Right. Fire signs. Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. So see what I mean? Are we going to get fucking all of them coming out? So, and so again, these seasons could have been significant too. So July, August, November, December, March, April, of last year, or any year, or like May, June, September, October, or January, February. So, but you see what I mean? That's like, feels like it's naming them all. So, right, that's quite specific details. So that's on the feminine side, but it can be the masculine's feelings as well. But like I said, something will come. Wait a minute, something will come out to back me up. But if mother healing comes out, that'd be interesting, because we've got father healing the other night. But what is there anything that wants to come out of this deck? You're so smart. Your intellect really turns me on. You're so smart, and I really enjoy your conversations. So, this higher self, this masculine's want to come in with something that's completely way off topic. But if you're the feminine, your twin flame feels like you're really smart, and it's that sapiosexual kind of connection, and they miss you. Tears, when I think about you, I cry. But you see, when you piece that together with what I'm feeling, and I'm trusting my clairs, that someone's upset, I feel that they've listened to a mother figure. That's strongly what I'm feeling. Something will bucket back it up. Inner child card. It's never truly the end. Beloved, in this, everything will be okay. Yeah. 19th. And so the new moon in Pisces on the 19th could be very significant a week today. So again, it's not the end. It's never truly the end. And I'm more feeling a masculine, feminine side of like, why did I allow my mum to talk me out of what I really wanted? So interesting it's coming through like that, but I am feeling that. And like I said, it's really not that strange with some of the conversations I've had this week. It's definitely fitting with some and the other channelings. Right, so what have we got? So don't make that yours if it's not yours, because what have we got? So for the masculine, now let's see, this will be interesting if we get any same card. What have we got for the masculine? Reminiscing, looking at photos, good times, thinking about you, dwelling. Yeah, like we've got a masculine that is dwelling on the past and the decisions that they've made, and reminiscing about the good times, the bad times, closed off, anxiety, refuse to give in, silence within. So this person's very anxious. This is like the pick a pile that I done earlier. This person's very anxious, but like I said, similar vibes to yesterday. If you are this masculine and you're not in an ego death anymore, and like you're feeling ready to move forward, or maybe you've already even done it, this is talking about your past, or it's not yours. But I feel if this is you or your person, it's like, there's still that fear there about being rejected or not being forgiven, that's overriding the desire. But like I was saying, when the desire overtakes that fear, that's when action will be taken. Because it made me look at my to do thing, and it says to get done. Like it's like this person, it's just they're in a bit of a dwelling and silent energy. And like I said, Pisces season is about that. Terms, working out, negotiating with you, begging. Oh God, yeah. So God, that's interesting, by the way, because I was actually going to film Cancer Unlisted by myself today, and I see what they're doing. That's really strange. That's really weird. Maybe like this is meant to... Cancer's the opposite sign of Capricorn, right? So again, that's never happened before, but I trust it all. Like this feels like it's a Cancer reading, because Cancer in the fourth house is the mother, and that's usually when I pick up on a mother that's been an issue. But because Capricorn and Saturn is the father, but we got that the other night. So anyway, it doesn't, it can come up wherever, but it's usually they work with maybe but anyway, but yeah, so somebody working out, negotiating with you, begging. Yeah, this is like crystal clearly here. It's like someone's reminiscing, dwelling, anxious. They're closed off just now, but when they're trying to work out what to say and negotiate, and they could even beg you to listen to them, like, or feel like they're going to have to beg or something, because they feel like they're going to have to beg their divine feminine. So this is pretty dark. We're going to need those ancestral cards, but it feels like it's almost like someone's been in a position where it's either me or them. Like I actually feel like a mum has been like, if you go against me, whatever, it's like, that you're making a mistake, and it's like someone it's what's weird, it's almost like Cocktail, but like change the gender, because how in that, like, and that's interesting because there's pregnancy and all that involved in that, but if that's literal, but it's like the dad is like, if you go with him, that's it, you're cut off, like, you're on your own. And then Tom Cruise is like, I wouldn't choose it any other way. And she's like, well, fuck you, dad. Do you know what I mean? Because what kind of fucking mum or dad says that? Do you know what I mean? You are better off on your own. If your mum or dad's like, if you choose them, you're on your own. it's like in After as well. Like when I was like in After, if you're not watching that closely, you think the mum's like all right, but that's actually very narcissistic because when she is falling in love with Hardin, the mum's like, if you continue this relationship, I'm cutting you off. You get nothing, and you're on your. She says the same thing. That is not unconditional love. Any parent that does that is not doing a parent job, in my opinion. You know what I mean? It's not because even like if you've this is pretty deep, but if you've actually been like around friends with like abusive boyfriends or girlfriends or husbands or wives or that, you know, it's it's all very hazy and it's you've got to look after yourself and set boundaries and stuff, but it can be wise to like still be a friend and just like I said, don't completely extend all your energy, but like to cut somebody off completely if you already know they're with somebody very dodgy, like that's not going to help the situation. You're actually going to drive them away even further. So again, I just trust that this will make sense to everyone. Make sense to you. Like maybe you've done this in the past or something, but yeah, like leader, strong intuition, empathic heart, healers to others. Like there's something really strongly coming through here that somebody regrets. You know, listening to I would normally the wrong person, but it feels like a mother figure. The only other thing it could be is if it's not their actual mum, it's like it could be like a mother of a child or something that had some kind of hold over them. But that's the bit where I'm always like my head can't even really get around it because like why would you let your it would make sense if someone was wanting to, like, you know what I mean? Because that would make them an ex. And it's like, why would you be letting your ex dictate your life? Like, they're not exactly going to give you good advice. But I mean, I suppose there could be some scenarios where there's, well, if people are blackmailing you, if you do this, you're not seeing the kid. I don't know, all things like that. But it's however it fits. Emotions in and out, clashing like waves. Yeah, I feel this person's like having a massive awakening. Heartstrings, mind games, taking advantage of, playing with feelings, string along. Yeah. So it's like this person's played. If you're the feminine, sorry, this is quite brutal, but Capricorn is brutal energy. Like if you're the feminine, I feel somebody has played mind games with you, but they've been on the receiving end of somebody playing mind games with them, and it's their mum. Like there's manipulative energy that I can feel very strongly here. Right, okay, so we need this deck at some point because I wouldn't be surprised if Wounded Feminine came out or something. Right, so right, what happened in the past then? We'll not use them yet. Well, that is what happened in the past, but we need another deck to. Where's that? Where's that other one? God. Did not put things away very tidily, so I just need to, just need to just need to have a little search for the ones that I'm after. Maybe these are quite. No, because let's go in hard with these ones. These ones are never very cheery. So because it's went there. So what happened in the past from the feminine's perspective? I'm going to be shocked to the core if one of those crying women isn't on one of these cards. Or that card where it's like a guy smiling and moving on and the girl's crying. That's what all these cards seem to be. Yeah, there we go. There she is. So sorry to make a joke of it, but you see what I mean? She's like looking at the photo, but it makes sense. It's like, again, somebody, can't, it says can't move on, stuck in a loop, missing them, no closure. Holy fuck, what is it? I mean, this is when it freaks me out a little bit. It's going to be making sense to a group of people. You in the past had no closure because somebody left you, like ghosted, like with no, they've left you on read, all these kind of sayings, and I feel they strongly took the advice of a mother figure, whoever the mother figure is in the equation, and it left you, missing them, not with any answer. You didn't have any answers. Should have been done, dragging on already over denial. Like it's like, and so I feel with that scene, oh, that's interesting. So 10 past 10 in the morning or at night could be significant times, or 10:10, you know, the 10:10 portal. It's like I feel it. You waited a long time to hear from this person. It's like, you know, I feel you were in denial about like, oh, they're going to get in touch, they're going to get in touch, they're going to get in touch, like because this is your divine masculine, because they're saying you're their divine feminine, but like you know, it's they never appeared, um, and confused. Sorry to laugh, but this is see when I'm fucking saying it, the card comes out after it. It's pretty funny, like confused as hell, no clarity, no labels, emotional chaos, and it's got in the card almost not yet, maybe friends, it's complicated. So, you know, but I feel it's more something like you've just been left confused as hell. Like whatever this is, it's like, you know, you had a connection, and whether this was like a few years ago or you know, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, it's like, because it really doesn't matter what age someone is. It's just you've been left with all these questions. So now let's shuffle these for the masculine and see if any of the same ones come out. In the past, from the masculine's perspective, what's went on here? We're going to get mystery ones because Pisces season is about, oh, no, what the hell is this? Wasn't love, it was control. Possession, power play, ego. See how it's fitting? Just look. Like, in the past, this masculine, it's hard to explain what I'm feeling. It's like somebody felt like they had to have, they had to overpower you because someone was overpowering them. Like they had to have control in that somewhere in their life. Possession, power play, ego. But you see how it mentioned about playing games? And like that's what I'm feeling is like I feel it's as I pull all the cards, it's going to be like the masculines realizing why the way they are. Like they're realizing why they've done this. But now, because this again, this is somebody that's been working with a shaman or a therapist or someone like myself that's both, or hypnotherapy or something that's like soul come back online, energy return, alignment, spiritual reset. This is somebody that's had a profound spiritual awakening, a pivotal moment in their dark night of soul. Like, it's like what, well, it's exactly what I've just went through in the sense of that was not the flu, that was ascension flu. But I've had that, you know, the whole time. Like I've been doing this 11 years. It's like that was a next level activation upgrade, and I felt different since. And I feel the masculine in this group has had the same thing. Like they're seeing things completely differently. Like they're seeing the connections between the way that they are and noticing. So you know, often that happens. Like I feel this is someone that's watching like a grandparent manipulate a grandchild or something, and getting like memories of like, wait a minute, is that what they used to do to me? Like, you know what I mean? It's that deep. It's like um it's both a good thing and not such a great thing. Truth, oh my god, look what I just said. Yeah, truth hurts. Reality check, wake up call, clear eyes. Wow. So look, it's a woman, you know, you could equally be a man having this, you could be a woman or a man. It's like you're having a wake up call. You've got crystal clear clarity, which my session happens to be called crystal clear clarity because that's what I help people with. But it's like that's what I'm saying. It's a good and a bad. The truth hurts. It's like you didn't want to really look at this, but now that you can't unsee it. And I particularly feel as well if it's like if you're watching somebody manipulate, if this is actually your child, it doesn't need to be your child, but if it's your child or children or nieces or nephews or something, it's like you're not liking that because you're like, oh no, I'm not having like the next generation be manipulated like I've been. Like, it's not me, it's trauma. Triggering projection, inner wounds. So this is a masculine. Like this masculine's angry because they're thinking back on things where they've acted from a place of trauma and being very triggered, and like they've projected stuff on the feminine, and I feel, I feel this is definitely adopting the sun conjunct my Black Moon Lilith. It's like because that is about mother wounds and that too, actually. So it's like this masculine is like, I have vilified my divine feminine. That's this is like heavy, but this is what I'm feeling. It's like I have made this person out to be, I have saw this person in a distorted way because of how I have been treated by, my mum. There's no other way I can say that. Right, okay, so God, I don't really want to be in this one. Right, so tell me the present from this ancestral deck. So, wow, interesting that I said about a kingdom spouse activation and divine feminine. This says claim your kingdom. So whatever it was that went on in the past, like if you're this divine feminine group, you're like you're claiming your sovereignty. You I would imagine you've been in a place of whatever that was all about in the past. You've healed yourself from it, and you're sovereign, and you're like, uh, So I feel just I'm piecing it together with some client sessions I've done this year and last year and over the years. They're showing me lots of different things and just things I feel. It's you're either that is the case, that someone's got a manipulative mother figure, or now, like I said, whether it is their own mum or whatever dynamics, step mum, grandma, we all know what mother figures are, or or whether it is like a mother, a child, or combinations of this. It's like either that or you just feel it. There's like a sense, or like there's something like that. It's but like you claiming your sovereignty and knowing like how you feel about this person is helping them claim their emotions for you. Like they're like, it's helping them own their own divine feminine energy, their own feelings. So say this is somebody that would like put you down for being romantic, or it's like, this is helping this masculine being like, I do love them, like, and I don't really care what you say, like, you know what I mean? Like, I now see that what you're saying is toxic, and in a lot of cases it could be someone's jealous, like, you know what I mean? And you're like, oh, but that is a thing, karmic family. So, and again, like I must stress, I'm going to say it the whole way through it. Do not make this yours if it doesn't resonate, because it's coming through very specific. So, divine feminine or divine masculine's feminine side, which is your feelings, live on your terms. Don't give your power away to outside sources. It's time to stop letting your past struggles define you. Instead, allow them to offer clarity and growth. Use your painful experiences to create a sound family environment. You have the ability to make choices that will lead to many uplifting experiences. You're an individual with specific needs, drives, and aspirations. Don't allow failures, divisions, and past traumas to keep you bound to the past and repeating the same scenarios you've tried to run away from. There were things in your childhood that you missed out on. Sorry, I'm burping, clearing energy, but no wonder, because this is rough. But stop blaming anyone and start taking responsibility for your present life. If you felt rejected and unloved, and see, that's like that card I just showed, because that was meaning it's not me, it's my trauma. Like, you can't, who hasn't had childhood trauma? Now, we can't all compare, like, oh, this was worse than that. It's like we've all got some kind of trauma, and yes, other people have inevitably going to have went through like horrendous things that it's a lot of people would be like, no, that is like so much worse. But the point is like, none of us actually know. Like I said this the other day, but it's coming to again. None of us actually know what each other went through unless you've actually shared and got deep about stuff like that. So you shouldn't actually assume. But what you've got to take responsibility for is the way that you heal from that. And that takes having an ego death, and actually, if you've had a proper ego death and you're kind of able to humble yourself, even if you're someone like myself that helps other people in that, you have to recognize when your triggers are coming up and your trauma, and go and get the help for you too. Like, don't be above that. Oh, just because I help other people, like, no, actually, you're going to be able to help other people better if you actually recognize and get the help for yourself too. And I'm seeking for that from, because I do that. You know, I'll go and get help when I feel like I need it as well. If you felt rejected and unloved, then now is the moment to give yourself the love, backing, and faith you've been craving. You can create an inner kingdom that attracts the kinds of people, experiences, and opportunities you deserve. No matter what that looks like, it's not too late to start. Boom, drop the mic. Remember that the Divine Feminine's first card was trash. So unfortunately, I wouldn't put it like that, but it's also like, I wouldn't call it trash, but you know what I mean? It's like somebody treated you like trash, but you must have allowed them at some point. And like what is coming through is you're not in a place, like you're not. Wait a minute, actually, let's do that. I know it's not really the story, is it? I've not got the card. I'll find a card that's like, wait a minute, just in case. It's not a very smiley story, but just in case I've not, just for when I quickly get the thumbnail. Yeah, so that's the divine masculine's feelings as well. So like you're when you reach this point, you're where you've had unstable emotions, and like I really do feel, because again it's like, I know some of you will either watch this live or you'll be watching on replay, and you'll be able to recognize yourself in this. But I can, I get shown past clients and stuff, and it's kind of like I feel this person's really caught up actually. Like, yeah, I'll catch up with you. I'll look out for your email. It's like, and bear in mind as well, it's like we've got Mother's Day coming up. I mean, it's not very nice talking about whatever's going on here, but I mean, it's that could actually explain why this energy's in there too. But it's like, I just feel this person's really upset because we had the card about tears and stuff like that. Yeah, so let's see, what have we got for the masculine and the present and the feminine's masculine side? Oh my God, guys, you're not even going to believe this. Sorry, I know that's creepy when I do that, and nobody's even in the chat now. Transform your wounded feminine. As far as I'm aware, I think there's only one card that says that in this. So, and the 10th other day could have been significant. Look, transform your wounded feminine. They've done that, right? So this is for anyone that's new, or people that were like, Claire, you haven't even had any cards that back that up. But people that watch all the time should know I don't need the cards. Like, they just make it a bit more fun. Like, that's just for anyone that was doubting that this is your story, or if you're gaslighting yourself, or if people think that I'm making that up. I felt it. Like, it's like, and notice it's on the masculine side too. But even if it came out, you can't really read it, but that's what it says. Even if it came out on the feminine side, that's still the masculine feelings. But the fact it came out on the masculine side for the present energy, it's quite a collective energy. It's like, this is so strange, but this was actually running through my head the other day. And again, this is anonymous. But like, I remember once I had somebody here. Yeah, because again, I'm thinking about things, and it's like that could be anyone. It's like someone was fixing something, and like we were chatting about stuff, and it was quite interesting because I was already helping a client with something to do with like setting boundaries with family members and stuff. And basically it was a guy basically saying like, I've had to cut I've had to cut my ma out because she's toxic and it's the best thing I've ever done. Like, that was the literal way they said it. And I was kind of like, I was gobsmacked because I knew it was a message like in general, like for someone I've been helping at the time. And that's what I mean about, like, sadly sometimes that is the case. And like, if that is like, and that's an older person basically saying that, like, what I mean, like, they've ruled my life this whole time. And I think in the case of that, it was, I think I don't know, I think the mum was overstepping the mark or something, you know. I just think it was in general, but again, that, that person I'm being shown is like, a very masculine person in the sense of like, I'm going to protect my wife and my kids. And if you come for me, I don't even care if you're my own, like, see you later. So it's like, obviously, whatever toxic behavior that, obviously, let's face it, that will have been around that guy's whole life, and he's not alone in there. Like, I was really proud of that person, just be like, I mean, that end of, like, goodbye, and it's like, so that's what this feels like. It's like somebody's, whatever someone's mum has done or said or like it's too much. It's like crossed a line. So right, so let's read this. 10. So sorry to hear this if anyone's resonating, because it's not, again, it's not nice, but it's obviously the story because what I was feeling. Transform your wounded feminine. Boldly follow your inner guidance. Because the point is, if you're resonating, if this is you, if you had a mum like this, you would have a wounded inner feminine. Like you would be very suspicious and look at women like you wouldn't, yeah, you know what I mean? Like even if you like the ladies, it's like you wouldn't, you know, even are you gonna fuck me over? Are you gonna, like, you'd be looking for the time when someone's gonna hurt you. Because if your mum's kind of 1 minute nice and the next minute being a bit of a tricky, see you next Tuesday, like you're going to think that all women are like that, even though logically you're like, that's not true. Like your little inner child's going to feel that. Um, so you have both feminine and masculine aspects within you. Yet when a feminine sensitive part experiences rejection, violation, injustice, inequality, blame while growing up, she can shut down your capacity to tune into what is healthy for you. She can become confused about what she can and can't express and to whom. And that's what I'm feeling like. I feel if this is you, you know, your emotions are like waves that get out of control. So that can mean you lash out at the wrong people and stuff because I don't feel you had a healthy outlet for. And again, I feel like I'm talking to a shit ton of men of all different ages in particular, some women too. Not just, you know, this is not just for a few people. So uh, like weak boundaries for which others can treat her harshly. So, you know, so her harshly, if you're a man, that would be your feelings harshly. So you could attract like the seductress kind of siren, Jezebel. Again, they might look sexy, hot, whatever, but it's like, you know, as soon as they see another shiny thing that they like better, see you later, especially if there was no emotional attachment formed. And then that is just going to reinforce your belief that women are she devils. Sorry, guy. This is not the. This is the way it's coming out. I'm going to have to use those brutal cards because this is the way it's coming out. So let's hope if this is let's hope that if this is the masculine group, that this is not their current feels, but this is the present card. But it's like, you know, this is something that somebody's been healing. Um, it's time to leave any abusive situations where you feel put. This is a masculine's card. It's time to leave any abusive situations where you feel put down and compromised. So that doesn't need to be a romantic, although it makes sense if it was, because if you had a mum like this, you would walk right into an abusive relationship and to commit to, because that's what you've been used to. Although you may be harbouring fear and insecurity about the future, you're being urged to be bold and take a giant leap forward. You'll be rewarded beyond anything you can imagine. That feels like the pick a pile that I've done earlier. You know, I'll not say what one, but you have an opportunity to transform the wounded feminine within you into an intuitive, empowered goddess or god. This part of you will know her worth or his worth, trust her or his intuition, value his or her heart, and command respect and admiration. So you see how that mirrors with the feminine's like, I'm standing in my sovereignty, stronger than stronger than ever and stronger than you might see most, because I feel my masculine really, really needs to do that. And eventually, if that is your true twin flame, they will do that. If you keep believing, and that again, like, you know, Don't Stop Believing isn't my ringtone for no reason. I love the song, but it means a lot of things in my life. But it's because I have to keep encouraging you to believe that. It's like if you start to doubt and give up on your twin flame, they will start to give up and down them, because especially this is a perfect example. If you've had a parent, or even worse, if it's both, like keep talking down to you, like, and you're never going to amount to anything. And now some parents are that bad that they will actually outright say that, or they will just make you feel it, like, oh, you know, you're fucking up again, or like, you know, or you know, you're not, you know, doing this, or you're not doing that, or you know, it's like so, you know, everybody needs like a cheerleader kind of thing. Oh god, it's rough. Right, okay, so I need to find, let me just slow down a minute. It is, I want those, Situation cards. Where is in here? Oh, here they are. Here they are. Right. Okay. So let's see. So what's the next one? Right. The North Node to get out your comfort. Right. They're not going to answer it. Or would they? I'll just shuffle. So this is something that is advisable for you to do to get out your comfort zone and follow your North Node. Hey, thanks for this personal. Oh God, Connor, don't make me laugh. This is serious. It's not funny. But I knew you were going to pop up and say that. I thought if you're here, you're going to be So I'm going to put that aside. That you feel again. It makes me sad that you feel like this is hitting. But yes, hey, thanks for your personal reading. Heal your wounded feminine. Good advice. Yeah, and hello by the way. Yeah. Um, but seriously, it's good because when someone acknowledges it, it helps other people see. Because other people will be like, "Oh, I feel exposed. This is just me." I don't think it is, by the way. Whether you're a man or a woman, it's quite a lot of people, and I know that from sessions that I do with people for 11 years now. Right. So, have I just done? Oh, I'm totally confused with what I've just. That was the present energy. Ah, that's what it is. I say this every time, but it's because I haven't changed it. I just want to be right. Let's do the I don't want to do that because then I'm going to think when the card comes out, it could have been the other. Uh, make a decision. So maybe somebody needs to make a decision. Let's use these, right? If you're in your south, can't decide. Nah, I feel like we've done enough for the past. Yeah, because that would do that. That would just drive me mad. Right. So to get out of your, I just saw keys on a ring, which is about one night stand. So, that would make perfect sense. Although I've just glanced at the card, that if somebody was resonating with this, because you're going to look at women like they're she devils, you would much rather do one night stands. Yeah, you would much rather one night stands comfortable, or the other alternative would be picking somebody like in that film the other day that is a fucking nightmare controlling what you're used to and quite detached from it and longing after somebody else that you want to go over the lake to get it on with beside a tree. That was the specifics in that film. But you know what I mean? It's like you would be much more comfortable with the longing, the desiring and the clandestine, but I'm not allowed to do that because my mum is like that guy. So my mum's toxic. She's going to ruin it. It's because I do feel it is that kind of vibe. Although it wasn't that with that man, actually. There's no fucking way. I'm laughing when I think of it. It's like, I don't think this is going to be his cup of tea watching this. That's an older bit, but it's kind of like, you know what I mean? It's like, that is the one difference that's quite a blessing, actually, that man was like, yeah. So that's what makes me think I can't really, I mean, it doesn't really matter because it's anonymous, but it's also, it's like, it doesn't really matter what it was. I think it was accumulation. I think in that guy's case, it was probably something to do with his chart and finally being time to be like, look, I don't actually fucking need to put up with your shit. Get to fuck. Could it, and that's where it's like, people are like, well, you can't speak to your mom. Actually, you can. If your family are being horrible to you, you can close the door on them. Do you know what I mean? It's you can. Um, it's sad if it gets to that. And like I say, I work with because even with you, Connor, like like when you've come and married, Art, like you know, it's well, it was just quite apparent, like by the time we spoke, actually, that it's like no, there's like it was more a bit if it's reassurance you've absolutely done the right thing. But I think even when you know that, like you did, you always have a party that's like, oh, is it me? And it's like, no, it fucking isn't you, it's them. Definitely in your case, it's all of them. But it's like, you know what I mean? It's like that. I have to stress, like, not everyone's going to be like Connor and be like, oh, this feels like a personal reading. There's fucking tons of you, like tons of you, male and female, that feel like this, and you've had to do that. So don't think you're alone in that. And I can help you with this. And like I said, I will work with people if you're because that wounded feminine too. That can be like it can happen where someone's mum could have given them really bad advice and felt they were doing the right thing, and they start to see things differently. And if they're supportive and it's genuine, then great. But a lot of the time, if this is, that could be manipulative, and you would have to be able to see through that too. Because with a conversation I had with someone recently, that that would make sense for that, and it's like that person was like, basically having none of it. You know what I mean? You would be able to tell the difference. So know your story kind of thing. But let's see what's to get out your comfort zone if you're the feminine. Now this is a mixed bag, but let's see what comes up, because that's what I try to stress to people all the time. It doesn't actually matter how fucking bad your mum or your dad or both were. There's always your inner child is always like holding on to that hope that you can find the glimmer of light that's going to change. And some people just actually won't change. Do you know what I mean? Like, and that's why that's when it goes into the realms of like a curse or a hex or witches or black magic. It doesn't always need to be that. But like I say all the time, modern wise, if somebody's like a nasty gossip and that's like what they're known as, it's highly unlikely they're going to change. And it depends how like kind of toxic that runs, like like putting ink in a glass of water, and it's like, you know what I mean, is someone gonna know? Then you've got to make the decision if you want to be a part of that. And like I keep saying, it's just so, it was so weird because I literally woke up with that kind of thought in my head. I was like, it was just because I was wondering, like I used to love talking to that guy and I haven't seen him for ages, and it's like but there must be that, I now know why I woke up with that. It was running around my head like my man's toxic, I had to cut her off 5 months ago. Like I just remember him saying that, and it was like, so I feel somebody's had to do that, you know what I mean, in this case. So like, sorry, because it's sad that someone's had to do that. Oh God, why is this? Oh gosh, give me strength. This is why I just probably chilled another bath and prepared myself for this. We've got another engagement ring in reverse. So I mean, I can feel well, mind you, it's on no, it's like that film again, isn't it? I don't want to be talking about that annoying film again because it was annoying, but it feels like, well, to go with the feminine first, this says higher commitment, eternity, partnership, union, completion. It feels like you were robbed of that, to be honest. It feels like you were meant to be with this person. This is your kingdom spouse, this is your twin flame, but kingdom spouse feels stronger, especially because we've got that kingdom card that I held up. You should have been in another timeline. You should have been with this person. You should have a family. You should be married if that's what you both want. Whatever it is your joint vision is, you should have had that. And it feels like toxic karmic advice. It wouldn't just be someone's mama. It would be like, it would be like a black widow spirit. It would, like I said, it's like, poison that would lead through the family, like somebody that kind of says this, and it it spreads like wildfire. It's like a toxic friend, and that gets everyone on their side and makes you look like the crazy one, kind of thing. It's something like that, but it's like that's what's to get you out your comfort zone would be you being in union, but I feel you've been robbed of a union, right? So I just want to get another card to clarify that though, and I'm going to do the masculine feminine side. So to get out your comfort zone, you've had to focus on self-worth and value, which is why it makes sense. I'm channeling that soul Capricorn moon, like strongly, like you are in your sovereign energy, so that you're like, I'm not having anybody make me feel less than, whether it's my twin flame or anyone around them, or if they want to let people manipulate them to make them feel like I'm not good enough for them or they're not good enough for me. I can't help that, but I'm going to own my sovereignty and keep admitting to them that they are good enough for me, and you're listening to the wrong people, and maybe come and listen to the person that you feel that about rather than listening to everyone else and speaking down to yourself, because that isn't the truth. Time to heal, shadow work, self-appreciation. So I feel you to get out your comfort zone, although, it's like some of you haven't done this yet, but I'd say most of you, that is what you're doing or you've done and you'll continue to do, like that shadow work, to be like, yeah, I know I should have had this. I know there's no doubt in my mind that this wasn't the way it was meant to go. And I still hope for a miracle that there will be something that changes and this person will realize their worth. But if for some reason they don't and they allow other people to control their lives, then, you know, there's nothing I can do about that other than pray for them. So, you know, it's really quite sad. But when we go with the masculine's feelings, there could have been a broken engagement here, you know, because it's like that film ended where he was about to marry the karmic person, and you know the storm comes over and it rains and it's like it doesn't happen, and then he's left laughing with the one that he's in love with, and so you're left to be like, well, do they get together, do they not? And I like to tell myself they do. It's like the end of the breakup, you know, that's fucking annoying too, when they meet and it's like, you know, they argue and they break up and the whole film you're like, what the fuck, if they just had a proper fucking conversation, stopped attacking each other, like, you know, because they both were coming from the same page, but like they were misunderstanding each other. But like that ends really lovely because it's like I remember it ends on "I can see clearly now the rain is gone." So you know what I mean, that's relevant because that was on the wording of the card. But it's like it's nice how it's like, "Oh yeah, how you doing? Yeah, like I finally did, you know, travel the world." And he's like, "Oh yeah, I started up my book." It's meant to be like because they parted ways and then they meet at the right time, and then it's, you know, that's an annoying ending, but it's, you know, I kind of like it as well because again you're left to be like, did they just have a nice conversation in the street or did they like get together? And again, Dear John ends like that too. All you see is him fucking chaining up a bike outside a cafe and it's meant to be, you're, well, come on, we've just been got invested, we really need to see the rest, you know what I mean? But it's like, I feel, yeah, that like this person's went down a path that they didn't want to go down and been pushed. So if it wasn't like an actual like call off of an engagement, it's like they've been in a union, like they've been in a partnership they didn't really want to be in for whatever reason, and then they've, to get out of your comfort zone, you're doing the self-worth and value, time to heal, shadow work, self-appreciation, you know. There could be another option here as well, that like if you're a masculine, like you've just avoided that altogether, you know, like you've just opted to, you know, go very hermit like and stay away from women and, you know, and, or, you know, men, change the genders and all that, and kind of whatever, you know, whatever team you bat for. I can't even be bothered fucking saying that every time. But yeah, so that's, yeah, quite a big thing. So like, you know, the messages that are coming through there. So, but I think that is the main thing, is that due to other people's toxic advice, there's been missed opportunities here. What have we got here with the masculine to get out of their comfort zone? This is a bit more complicated using this deck, but I quite like making it harder for myself because I've got Saturn and Scorpio. Not in a talk way, but you know what I mean? It's kind of like I like it's like a puzzle. Camera, reminiscing, making memories, learn from the past, perception. Exactly. Learn from the past. That's what this masculine is being guided to do in the shadows, is not beat yourself up forever. Like, recognize what led you to making the decisions you've made and getting yourself in this position, whether it's any specifics there or, you know, like learn from your past. Like, don't live in it and beat yourself up for the rest of your life. Like, it's bad advice. Okay, so in this case, it appears to have come from a mum, which does make it worse because it's your first caregiver and it affects you. But you don't. It doesn't need to end this way. You know what I mean? this is see what I mean about the dramatics. The Leo spin on it. My Leo midheaven makes it very dramatic. Oh my god, with me saying I can see clearly now. And what did that? That was camera, and now we've got sunglasses. Watching, looking, perception, stalking. And again, I know that this is something that this fits. Again, like sorry to keep referring to that terrible film, but it is relevant because what I said, like the guy just kept staring at the one he was in love with, even though he's just proposed to somebody else, like embarrassingly so that everyone can see it. And it's like, so you can't even hide it, but it's safer because he's scared of love. Why would you be scared of love? Well, because somebody made you scared from love from the get-go. And it's like, but this person's also kept an eye on the feminine to make sure you're not a see you next Tuesday. And so it feels like this person's come to the conclusion you're not. So it's something tells me that's not been the case the whole time. So Cupid's arrow, have faith, love is coming, surprise invitation, struck by love. So it's getting a little bit better here. It's picking the energy up. But so that is why I must have woke up with that, being the message for today, like, what that guy had said about cutting his mum out. It's like, um, it feels like someone has had to either cut their mum out completely to heal or set very strong boundaries and be like, look, I love you, but I don't want your unsolicited advice. I'm going to make my own decisions for myself. You can't accept that, then you're not going to see me very much, or you're not going to see me at all in some cases. But you know what I mean? It's like, so there's going to be a surprise invitation because this person's coming forward with a surprise invitation. And passion, insane chemistry, like that film. That's what I said about those characters. They have got insane chemistry, sparks and having fun, equal interest, burning desire. But that's what I'm feeling. It's like this person has deprived themselves of this connection due to self-sabotage, but bad advice as well. And now they just can't take it, damn it. Who needs Netflix and chill and Prime and the telly? Because that's shite. Anyway, and all the music channels are gone. I'm creating the film right here. But except the sad thing is, this is real people's lives. But use your personal discernment and all that. Personal responsibility. Right. So in the subconscious, these are quite sad cards as well. What have we got for the subconscious? Oh, we've got a sad lady. I tried to fall for someone else, but no one compares. So perhaps if you're the feminine, this can be talking about any point in your life where you're like, fuck's sake, man, this person I'm in love with is like went and settled down with somebody else. I better try and at least, make a go with somebody else. And well, she's looking red nosed with a bit of a cold and upset, and she can't find the puzzle pieces for her heart. So, if you're the feminine, like, nobody compares. And God, I mean, please don't do that to me. I'm going to start crying. That is fresh off of the back of me, talking to Suzanne this morning, whose, partner is in the spirit world. And, like I'd said yesterday, there's nothing more humbling than, talking about people being in their egos and not talking to each other and thinking you've got forever and thinking you can, I'll do this when I'm ready, or I'll do this when I'm healed, and it's like, and then talking to somebody where their partner, is gone. And also delivering the messages from him to her about, I wish I'd done this, I wish I'd done that, and, whatever the messages were there. It's like, at some point you've got to make the decision: is me looking stupid and fear of rejection stronger than like anything else? Like, basically, am I prepared to lose this person just to save face? And well, you've got your priorities all wrong if that's a yes. But again, it's like you're going to be where you are. There are no real secrets in this world. That's very deep. So deep that, like, I think that's one of the ones I'm like, I don't fucking. It can mean different things different times, but there are no real secrets in this world. If that's in the masculine subconscious, I feel it's like it's not a secret between you and your twin flame how you feel, even if you've never actually said it. Like, it's all in the eyes. Because look at the eyes peering out. It's like it's written all over your eyes how you feel about each other. And it feels like it's like that film where it's like everyone else can see it too. And if you've been able to successfully mask it up until now, that's not the case now. Let's stick. I don't know what to stick with these for the conscious mind. What does that say? I've never seen this one before. I won't lie, I still check up on you sometimes. So, and then we've got, do you ever think of me too? So this masculine, yeah, we already had that. Like, well, stalking's a bit much, but you know what I mean? Like, they watch you, they check up on you, they want to see, yeah, see, now they've moved on. This is what I knew they were going to do. Like, this is why I had to cautiously watch, because I didn't want to get hurt. Like, do you know what I mean? It's the self-fulfilling prophecy. Like, some people will it to happen. It's like, I knew they were going to hurt me. That's why I didn't go, you know what I mean? And it's like, you know, there are things I never got the chance to tell you, the feminine saying. So that's the conscious mind that this masculine's checking up on you. And also that wording, I can't even lie, I'm not doing well. Do 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 do. I can't. I don't know. I don't even know what one that is. It's Lewis Capaldi, but I don't know. You're the one. I mean, it's one of the newer ones, isn't it? But then it makes me think of the other one that's like, and I'm not ready to find out you know how to forget me. I'd rather know how much you regret me. That would go with those cards too. Like, oh shit, they are forgetting me, or they have forgot me. But it's like the feminine's like, there are things I never got the chance to tell you, with all these letters flying. So it makes me think, like, if you're the feminine, like that you might like write your thoughts and feelings down, or like you might have done that over a long period of time, or you might still do that, like to keep track for yourself or to share with them one day. I mean, it's given the notebook vibes, and also, like, it wasn't over, it still isn't over. And it's like, and it just all feels really sad because it feels like it's manipulated by others, really, a lot of this. Like, it's self-sabotage, but it's, yeah, like I said, you can't, even if it is manipulated, but you've got to take personal responsibility. But there's a lot of manipulation here. Right. What karmic lessons are they learning, and what needs to be released? Feels like it's already came up in this, but um right. I usually use this at the end to do the nice sort of messages, but there is things like release your ex and stuff like that. So what's a karmic lesson that the feminine's currently learning, or masculine's feminine side, or that you've already worked through? 11:11, divine timing. So something could happen at 11:11. Or 11:11 is an important number for twin flames. It symbolizes a harmony and balance of soul counterparts. So obviously, I mean, I feel like going into, like, the factual evidence of that bullshit. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like I've been like I've been on this journey, like, a long fucking time, like a lot longer than a couple of years anyway. Like, I've been awakened to it for like fucking 16 years this year, and it's like the amount of times I've seen an 11:11, and I'm sorry, but I turned around and nobody's turned up, and it's no fucking, you know what I mean. So it doesn't mean in that way if you're new to the journey. It just, to me, when I see 11:11, it's just like alignment in general and things like that. It doesn't even need to be about your twin flame. Most of the time, it isn't, to be honest. Um, but so there could be something that's significant about the 11th of November for a select few people as well. But I more feel it's like your karmic lesson is um, the annoyance of the divine timing in this. And it's very specific because it's like you cannot control if somebody hasn't been able to um, untangle themselves from the codependency of others. So, because again, although it's homing in on the mum, like I said, I feel there's been some weird mix up with my guides, but it's never a mistake because I was, like I said, God's honest truth, I was going to do cancer before I done this. I just ran out of time. But like I wasn't going to do it public, I was going to do it silent. So it's kind of interesting to me. But um, but like I said, I could break it down that this is coming through because with the Black Moon Lilith, with the Sun conjunct my Black Moon Lilith right now, and obviously that won't be for much longer because the Sun will move into Aries. It's like it is a prime opportunity for me to really dive into dark mothers, like, because that's what the Black Moon Lilith can be about as well. But notice it's also about empowerment, and there's a lot about empowerment in this. Like when you can stand up in your sovereignty and be um, like, no, I'm not. This is not how my story ends. Like, I'm not letting anybody control my life, whether it's a mum or a dad, a sibling or a friend or anyone. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to do what I want to do because I'm a fucking adult. Well, I hope you're an adult watching this. You shouldn't be watching if you're not an adult. Get your vet. But I'm not your mum or your dad. So you can, but just, you should be watching this. Right. So, like, what's a karmic lesson for the masculine that they've either worked through or that they're currently working on Now, again, watch out for release your ex or something like that. Or, oh, there is a healing, there is healing family issues is the only other one, but this could be the one. That makes perfect sense. This could be the one. This masculine knew it was the one, but they weren't allowed it to be the one for some reason. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. Therefore, every romantic connection this masculine has got into, whether it's been substantial or, well, it doesn't matter if it's been one night stands and stuff, but it doesn't. This person's like, I'm in love with him. I've never fallen out with love with him because that's who I want to be with. But for some reason, that's not what was permitted. You know what I mean? Interesting. I feel like I want another one to go with that. I'm so spiritual. Deeply. Look deeply within to discover your soul's purpose in your relationships. This masculine's been in the shadow work. I can't let this person go. But I fucking have let this person go. Like, this could have been years. Like, I can feel this masculine, like, I did let them go. Like, why did I let that happen? Like, you're learning from the past, but you're learning, and that's what I said earlier. Like, you know, in the pick a pile, it must have been in the pick a pile. Unless sometimes, again, it's really weird when I do this. Like, something like sometimes I get visions of me saying what I'm saying now, but like I have it the day before. It's fucking weird. But like, yeah, that's happened to me my whole life. But it's happened. It happens even more now. It's like, you know, let love show you how to learn from each other. This masculine's gonna need to be shown how to love you because nobody else showed them how to do that. That's what's really sad. It's like, but I believe that when you've went through something like that with, again, I keep leading on my friends when he said toxic ma, it's like, you know, I believe you would be like blessed with, or you know, given the perfect partner. Because like when I'm thinking of that guy, like the way, you know, I've said this before, but it's like the way some like guys, you know, that over the years, like when they've, you know, been when I've been chatting to men and that, because there's one I used to really like chatting to that he doesn't come anymore, but it's like the way they both speak about their partners is like so beautiful. And it's like that's what I mean, like that's the kind of that's who you need. Somebody that you can soften with and not have your shield up because you're like wondering where the next, you know, you're getting a compliment and then you're getting a dig. And that's not the kind of partner that this group of masculines are meant to be with. Now, whether or not they follow the signs to get led to conveniently divine feminine sitting here, that's another story. But that's why I sit here and do these so that it helps. Let go. Sometimes it's best to let go and let the universe work things out in divine time. And holy shit, that's weird. That's not a coincidence that we've got the divine feminine has to let go to divine timing and the masculine's letting it go to divine timing. But this is where, again, I'm going to say it in my brutal, because the moon's in Capricorn. Divine timing isn't sit on your arse and do nothing. Divine timing is very much the energy of now. Mars conjunct and Mars action, sex sign as well. But Mars can, but with Mars and Pisces, it's, you know, we're not going to do a talking about sex phrases, but it's kind of like Mars and Pisces would be like, you know, because Pisces is very feminine and romantic and silence. It's like, well, it would be that kind of, you know, whereas you know, when Mars goes into Aries, well, that's a little bit spicier, and that might be like more one night stand kind of, you know, maybe it doesn't need to be. If someone does Mars and Aries and they're in a marriage, or maybe they're just like, you know, it's really hot, kind of never goes out passion or something. But like Energizer bunny kind of springs away. But it's kind of like you know, but put aside the sex ring, but Mars conjunct the North Node, the collective destiny in Pisces is like follow what actions you're intuitively feeling pulled and guided to. Because that's divine timing. It's not, you don't sit around and wait for something to happen, especially not if you're the masculine energy, regardless of your gender, because you're the pursuer. Do you know what I mean? but it's kind of like because when you do look, marriage just let it out. Now, don't even I can't. That's a whole other can of worms because I can't even. You know what I mean? We're not. You know, I can't pick up on the same thing every single night. So we're not talking. So it might be the. I mean, it might be the case that that engagement card in reverse is that someone actually got married and now they're coming out of that and they're divorced or they're getting divorced. Or what? That's if that's the case, that's a different part of the story I'm not picking up on. But what this is like just say that this is somebody that stayed single because that is actually what suited their mum, because then the mum could control them better and all that kind of stuff. That would fit actually with this. When you follow your heart with what you're being guided to do, this could end up in a marriage. So that must be what this masculine wants. A marriage of souls is a union of two divine counterparts blending together, right? Now, if it's not literal, it's a union. And it's just look at the beautiful way of describing that. A beautiful partnership where you don't need to sleep one eye open and be like, oh, are they going to hurt me? Like, no, because God handpicked you both for each other to go through hell and to put each other through hell. But like, and it's not always in the same way. The feminine doesn't put the masculine through hell in the same way. It's not usually like malicious kind of. It's normally like the mystery of everything. You know, it's created. But in the masculine, it's kind of. I think we know it can kind of be a little bit different, but it's but I think we can see why. Like you know, it's trauma that makes people act out. But again, it's all very messy, and this is why I always say everyone needs therapy. But yeah, if you take action, it can end up in what you want. Like I believe this is what you want because it's like the past life love. You might be married in a past life. You've known each other before. It just keeps coming out. You've already met the partner you seek. You've known each other before. This is someone from your past that you turned your back on, and it was love. Love conquers all. But you went for the temptation. Think carefully about the situation. You had the choice of divine love and temptation, and you chose temptation because your programming like told you that. And again, that's like so many men that are waking up on the planet. Like the programming has told you choose the toxic one, basically. Like the wounded feminine. Choose the wounded feminine as a partner. Like a lot of men don't know what love is, and they will pick that. You know what I mean? And then they realize after, but it's like it's part of the learning, and that's what's the spell is being broken right now. And I did channel this only last year that when Neptune conjunct Saturn in Aries, which happened, it was a bit while ago now, but we're still in the energy of it. We're still learning what this means. The spell is well and truly breaking. And when Mercury, I'm getting really passionate. When Mercury goes direct, which is a week today, and then we're out, so we'll be out the shadow of it 2 weeks after that. You've got like a brief window of total and utter clarity. Before we go into the confusing realms of Venus retrograde again in Aries. But that actually, like I said, I saw that a while ago that it was going to be that because me and Lexi's got that too, and I noticed like that was a couple of years ago, and that was a shitter. That was a horrible, horrible Venus retrograde. But I don't think it's going to be this time. And again, that could mean anything. It's love, it's money, it's beautifying yourself. It's all. But I feel really excited about it. Actually, I'm not like Mercury, no Venus retrograde in my sign. I'm like nah, that can bring people back from the past. So, will it be who I want? Well, time will tell. But it's kind of like it doesn't need to be a bad thing. But you've got to also be discerning with all the things I always say about Venus retrograde. So, right, shadow work. Okay, let's go with these again. So, what's some shadow work for the feminine? Denial. Not facing the truth, dismissal, refuse to give in, contradicting. So, the shadow work, if you've not already done it, I feel a lot of you have. The shadow work is when this person steps forward because we've saw what they want. They're just very hesitant because of all the other stuff I've just shed light on, which I think it makes it crystal clear. Make sure you're in alignment with what you want. Don't like send this person away if what you really want was to see them like again and acknowledging whatever it is that's went wrong and expressing themselves, however much they can do that. Because again, it's good to be realistic about things as well, because not everyone is. I was speaking about this actually with Suzanne today. It's like, not everybody is good with words, and that is why a lot of men do get confused with sex, because isn't it interesting that it's like, you could have sorry men for but I mean it's but yeah, I think some women do this, actually women do it too, but I'm going to hold on the men. It's like, in the same breath, a man could use sex to show their love, and then the rest comes after, that's absolutely fine in a loving, secure, safe partnership, right? Totally fine if that's works for the both of you. Not great if it's on shaky fit and confusing and all that kind of stuff. But in the same way, like, men also use sex as like, oh, it's no big deal. So it's kind of like, you can see how women get quite confused. It's like, well, which one am I? Am I the one that you care about, or am I the one that you're just like, I'm just another one? So, and I think that's, that can get, I think, very confusing if someone is the type of person that did it, you know what I mean? So it's like, that's where you would need to be. This is actually quite a nice reading. And shit, I've been putting the cards back. I should have kept the managed one out. Oh, look, love conquers all. Look, commitment again. This is actually really beautiful. And actually, because this is a Capricorn reading, that's the one thing I didn't say. Capricorn is commitment. And remember, Juno, the asteroid of marriage, is in Capricorn. So a lot of masculines could be having dramatic turn, like, I'm not I don't like commitment, or I don't like marriage, or I've seen people around me being a toxic marriage. Like, people could have a awakening to, oh my God, I want to get married. I just want to get married to anyone. I want to marry them, but I'll let them go. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like, it's what's that song again? It's not, because I'm reading Bruno Mars again, because it's just so catchy. I think I want to marry you. But it's the marry that girl, marry her anyway, we'll be a family. You know what I mean? Because it's like, in that song, it's basically like, fuck you, I'll do what I want. Except I think to their own, I think that's maybe to the girl's family. Like, you know what I mean? Because that can always be a thing too. But it's quite funny actually. I done a reading and I channeled about that song. That was like 3 years ago or something, and I never published it. That's how far I can see in the future with some of this stuff. I've just realised that. I think I've done a couple of it after, and I'm sure I've done one. So maybe it's now that it's, but I don't know. I'll try and find it. And I say that and then I forget. But yeah, commitment, marriage, soulmate energy, sharing goals, long-term happiness. There's so many cards that are saying that this masculine knows what they want. Marriage. Love conquers all. So we'll leave them out for the So once again, if you're the feminine, make sure you're in alignment with your truth, but also masculine too. Make sure you're in alignment with the truth. And actually, let's just see, because these ones say I'm not ready for commitment. I'm ready for commitment. La 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 la. It gives like loads of detail. These ones. I've I mean, this is what I mean. This is why I do this, because like some people could be tuning out. I've got a tarot reading on you, so that card. Oh God, this makes me go into the same massive spiel, but they're making me say it. It's like, that can be like what I'm doing right now, and somebody getting clarity on the situation, or that can be a personal one from a genuine person. But be careful, because there's lots of people, especially in the twin flame journey, or just love in general, that abuse the system. And that is why I avoided reading on love, believe it or not. When I first started, I didn't like market myself as like, a twin flame healer or love or anything like that, because it just, I like to be different. But it was just ridiculous, because every time I used every deck of cards, if there was one card in the deck about love, that's the one that would always come out, because that's what I meant. That's who I meant to help, people, their love life, and specifically twin flames. But if you get help with your love life, great. But it's like, and everyone knows that. It still happens now. If I pick up one of the decks that isn't one of the love ones, all the love cards come out. But yeah, this person has, they've not only been watching you, like, it feels like they've been getting readings on you because they're worried that like you could potentially marry somebody else, or like move on with somebody else. Because you're so beautiful. Like they feel you're so beautiful, and it's like it's not an impossibility that that could happen. And remember, that's I was about to say something really harsh. Like no, anyway, but it's like I just forget what I was gonna say. Like beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but it's like every twin flame, even if you're not classically good looking, you like you both think that you're like you know what I mean? You both think that you are fucking amazing to each other because that's the way twin flames are designed. Um, but yeah, this person's like, you know, what the fuck have I done? Um, so many songs remind me of you, and now is not the right time. So yeah, it's like it does feel like I said, like this person's in the middle of kind of fishing. I don't want to keep hurting you, like finishing off some kind of healing. So it could be this person's in therapy or you know undergoing some other kind of. I mean, undergoing is a weird word, isn't it? Like undergoing some kind of shamanic process or like I mean undergoing an operation whatever under you know what I mean it's but something that's like you know I'm not quite well undergoing that could be recovery as well you know what I mean like it's um but it's just not quite the right time and I'm struggling with money. That's always a big thing. I channel about it all the time. If somebody's money is not where they want it to be, that can be a huge barrier because although you if you're the feminine wouldn't be bothered about that, that's something that men do bother about. Some women do as well, but just be careful of that. That's not like a work addiction. That it's like something, some kind of unattainable that you're just kind of like it's never gonna be good enough. But yeah, I think we saw that I love you, like, and that doesn't come out all the time. This person loves you. They want to be in a commitment. They want to be in at least a commitment, but it's like a marriage, I would say. And I pretend I care because I care too much. So it's yeah, it's exactly what if you don't accept me for who I really am? It's exactly like that film where it makes absolutely fuck all sense to people that, well, it does to me anyway, and to lots of people, where like, but to onlookers, it's like, why the fuck would the person be marrying somebody else if they know who they're in love with? But in that film, the guy knew exactly what he was doing. He was scared of the water, and she was the water. She was. He said he didn't just call her water; he called her the ocean. So it's like the feelings were too deep. Um, but where the girl was making the mistake is you shouldn't have kept fucking giving him what he wanted. That's why I was like, this is insulting to fucking empowering women. Do you know what I mean? Fair enough, fuck up once, but you don't fucking keep doing it. It also begs the question if that was meant to be your best pal. I mean, all the people's morals in that film were very questionable. Anyway, so let's just. I think I've got enough now for the thumbnail before I keep. Or no, I'll keep them out. I'll get it after. But I don't think I've done the. I did. No, I did get that. So look, I had done the cards for the masculine, but just in case you weren't getting it, inspired by you, songs. So songs are very important. This person must hear a song and bring them right back to a moment with you, or if the song isn't a direct memory of you and them, it's like the words of a song make them think about you. Emotional bond, telepathic love. It's a very, very deep connection. Justice, and justice will come. Look, I don't know if that, I don't like I said undergoing was a weird word that came out, but look, legal matters, divorce. So that's putting a different spin on these cards. But because I was thinking it when I was saying it, but I didn't want to say it again because it comes out all the time. But I had already said it, the engagement card in the verse. So it could be, I mean, I think this is messy. I think somebody's had to wait on a divorce before they can. It's like I'm just jumping off one roller coaster and I'm jumping on another. Do you know what I mean? It's like I think somebody's had to wait on a divorce in the legal papers, unless it's like going to court for some other reason before they can be like, you know, nice, I've just done that there and I didn't really care for it. Now I would like to do what I actually have wanted to do all along, and I want to marry you. So yeah, but all jokes aside, I feel it is that. So yeah. I'm glad I finally got that deck. So hello Katie, how are you doing? So Right, what would help with inner union? So what would help with inner union for the feminine? Because right. So my goal, my mission, should I choose to accept it, was actually, yeah, I originally was wanting to get off at 10, but then I changed it to 11. But I don't know how it's only still 10. I don't know. Oh, that's what it is. Do you know what? Right. Sorry again to members, but that was out of my hands because of whatever was happening with the technicalities. But I think, because that's, what I mean, that's cut out a whole hour. So I think I am meant to finish this in like just under 20 minutes because I'm seeing one of my besties in the morning and I'm then going to go out and have lunch with my mum somewhere. Although I think it's meant to be really, I think it said it was going to be slow in the morning. It might have changed again, but anyway, I'll just get my winter gear on and because I just still don't feel like I've made up for how much I've been in the house. Oh, I don't know if I've seen this. Clear. This is fuck's sake. I love these cards, but you can barely read it. Clear the karmic weight. The past still lives in what. Oh my god. The past still lives in what you haven't faced. Name the weight you carry and choose to release it now. So that feels like it's for the masculine. And remember, I'm being so serious. I do go really serious because I've got a third house in Capricorn, right? So it's like, and I think it's a bit inside, yeah, a bit inside serious, but it's Capricorn. I go like a newsreader, but it's like this feels serious. Like, and Capricorn is karma. So it's like the karmic weight is if you're this masculine, you need to name what has been weighing you down and choose to release it. And like it's a lot because you need to release it, you need to forgive yourself. And like I said, in some cases, like, if it's specifically what's been coming through here, that it's like a lot of it has been caused by the behavior of a mum, then some people might choose to like try and approach that, but it might go well, it also might not, and that's something you would need to be sort of prepared for. But it really just depends because that's going to mean different things to different people. There's another card stuck in there. What is it? Oh, it's that one. Oh my god! As I'm saying about, yeah, I don't think well, for some people it will be with a romantic partner because that's what it was in that film. Remember, it was fucked up. Like I think he's meant to have went out with that one for like 10 years but never loved her, and then sadly, but that is what is in the film. And then he's like, because the other one had went away somewhere or something, and then they're all fret. It's totally weird. Um, Untangling because she was like, "You need me." Like she was basically speaking down to him. She was like, "You can't do anything for yourself. Like, how are you gonna?" And she was just, this shit happens." But I think that the dependency could be like the mother and son thing or something too, or like change if it gender like daughter and father or daughter and mother or whatever one of them say. Untangle emotional dependency. When love feels like survival, it's not love, it's fear. You're safe without the attachment. Because like I said, that's um again, although that film was fucking weird and I just don't think I would want to watch it again. I don't think it's like it is good for the teaching purposes, really, because it's like it really is because it's like the guy toys with himself the whole film. It's just frustrating, but it's just watchable because it's Josh Duhamel. And again, I really don't know if you pronounce it Duhamel, but who cares? It's him. But even you see that could be picking up on divorce because that's Fergie's ex-husband, I believe, which was a shame when they broke up. They're a nice couple. Um, but right for inner union, balance spirituality and practicality. So full moon in Pisces. So that is roughly just over just over 6 months from now because the new moon in Pisces is in a week. So well, actually, it's basically 6 months from now. So I feel feminine for inner union. That is where a lot of the feminines are because I know that's me too. If you are like, your whole life is like a very new earth energy and helping others get used to this frequency and stuff. You need to get into, I don't want to say the real world because my world in this living room doing this is more real than anything out there. But like you know, it's kind of like, it's like I said, it's not a coincidence that the day Jupiter went direct the other day, I was like, right, fuck it, I'm booking a train to London, like, see you. That is crazy. Like, because I was thinking about it, I was like, it's the last time I've done something like that. Like, the last time I travelled like that on my own, like to London specifically because it's busy, was it 10 years ago? Because that, like, you know, like, that's when I remember it, but it wasn't. It was actually less, it was like a few years ago, but quite a few years ago now. I think it was 2021 or so. Whenever it was, 2022, maybe, that fuck knows. No, it wasn't 2022, it was it must have been 2021. That's when it was. But so again, this is like a third time lucky. So it's going to be interesting how I navigate how anxious I'm going to feel. You can tell I'm thinking about it now. Like getting off the train to get another connecting one to go to my cousins. I'm not looking forward to that. Although it's meant to be really easy, I'm like, aye, for other people, they'll have to go all the fucking head fucking, like, you know, I just the overwhelm and then the feet, it's, you know, but it's worth it because to get there. But the point is like I'm quite happy in my own wee world, like in my house and seeing my nearest and dearest. Like I'm not a big traveller at it. Like, do I like going on holiday? Yeah, who doesn't? But like the last time I've been abroad was kind of, I literally can't even fucking remember. Like seriously, I can't remember. That's how long ago it was. Um, but um like doing more things and like to ground you, like, so if you do a lot of spiritual work or shamanic work or whatever, like have some fun out in the world, like, and because the masculine is becoming more spiritual, you know, so it makes sense that you're coming more into doing things like grounding and they're like, you know, going that way. That's what real twin flames do, and then you know, you come together and it's the balance of um so that's lovely. So for the for the masculine, the card just leapt out. You're, I love it. You're very close to achieving your goal. So there's, and I love what they're doing again here. They always work with me with energies. Although I was saying that about the whole, it seems like the Cancer energy sort of thing. Capricorn is goals, right? So whatever your goal is, you're very close to achieving it. But remember what I said about divine timing. It's like that old chestnut. There's no such thing as luck. It's preparation meeting opportunity, and the stars are aligning for opportunities. You're very close to achieving your goal. And the goal for this group of masculines looks like it's, I want to be with you, you know, whether that's literal marriage or I want to live with you, or I want to commit to you, or let me take you on a date. Because again, it's like, you know, different people are going to be like, you know, but it's basically I love you. It's not coming in light. I'm going to put all these, I'm going to decide what I want for the thumbnail. But it's like I feel a lot of these energies are like, you know, do I come in like strong, or do I come in lightly, gently, because I don't want to overwhelm them? And it's kind of, you know, everyone's different, you know, like if you're on the receiving end, would you rather be like, you know, somebody comes in and they just sort of kill it, and, you know, because you don't really know each other anymore and they take their time? Or would you rather they come in and like really show how they feel because they've never showed you how they feel? Everyone will be different with that. Do you know what I mean? It's, you know, I don't really think it matters as long as somebody's genuine and they're not doing what they think they should do, but they're just doing what comes natural. Um, it's and twin flames know anyway. You know if somebody's full of shit or not, so it doesn't really matter. Right. So what else? A combined energy. Yeah, lighten up. Like, I think if you're overthinking that part, you're just overthinking. You know, it's like the confusion illusion of Pisces season. It doesn't matter. If you're genuine, it'll show. So lighten up. And know your worth. New Moon in Taurus. Like, you know your worth. Lighten up. You know, and it's if you've got good intentions, then good things happen. It's all about your intention. Right. My throat is. So we didn't actually use the toxic cards after all. I think, you know, we would have got more tea, but I can't be arsed. We've saw bits and bobs of it with divorce and legal matters, and they obviously don't want to go on about that. And that's fair enough because it's draining as fuck. So, um, right. So if you, the way that just went down went horrible. So if you came to me for a session, this might be one of the possible things that you might need help with. Oh, it's that. Wow. Oh my God, that's fucking magical. I pulled that in the shorts for yesterday or today. Oh fuck. I've I've forgot that. I hadn't uploaded. I'll do that after that. I hadn't put the shorts up for tomorrow. Returning, spiral journey, growth, renewal, healed. That is beautiful. So returning. Yes, this masculine has a goal to return, and they're pretty set on their goals. But it's been about growth. And in the case of this, for some reason they've made me home in on, somebody had to grow to see clearly that their decisions that they were making were highly manipulated by a mother figure. But they've healed from that. If that's, and again, it's, that is, so that means there's some masculines that resonate with this being their story, that you would benefit from me helping with you with that. Or maybe I already have. There's no maybe, so I have helped people with that. And we've got one I haven't seen. Dancing with the Stones. Movement, teamwork, partnership. Loving it, because this is a bit where it's meant to be like what people could get in sessions, but it always fits in with the general story as well. So yeah, there's going to be movement here, but it's going to take teamwork and it's going to take partnership. And it's like what I said the other day as well. I'm getting serious about this because it's the truth. Like, and it's, if you've got any chance of making this work, it's like you have to be on the same team, because quite frankly, you don't really want to be, well, I don't anyway, you don't really want to be anywhere near your twin flame if they're not on your team, because it's not fun. Which is why, I've just been brutally honest. Whenever I was young and I used to bump into mine in a club, my instant reaction wasn't always a good one. It was usually like, oh my God. Like, what kind of night is this going to be? Like, watching somebody chat up all these other birds when that's the person I love. And it's kind of, and even like, something that wouldn't be as strong as me feeling that way, but really it was. I was in denial, but that's the way I look at it now. But it's like, but then the head fuckers, I remember once he saw me and he lip read me from, probably left me though, from like ages away. And then he pulled me up on it, and I'm like, well, why are you fucking bothered anyway? You don't act like you're bothered. And that's what I mean. It's just a big head fuck. So, it's like you need to be on the same team, because otherwise it's just a fucking nightmare. So, but by the time people reach this point, you stop playing games. What is this? Live the question. Oh, curiosity, open your mind, live into it. So this feels like it's about, I would be helping you get from the fantasy into the reality. Like, you've been dreaming about it, thinking about it, and it's time to do something. Yeah, exactly. Take the next step. Hilarious. Haven't read it yet. Simplicity, focus, stepping stones. Like, it doesn't need to be like, for all masters, it's not always going to be like coming in like fucking, I love you, I want to marry you, I want to go out with you, I want to take you. It doesn't mean, like, for some people it's going to be like, hold that back for 6 months or whatever, or like, I don't want to get married, I've just got a divorce, or like that. I don't know. Like, it's gonna be different for different people. But yeah. And then I shuffled and it came out again, because they're like, you only do three, Claire, put it down. What does that say though? See the beauty. Gratitude, the sacred is everywhere. This masculine's so grateful for the lessons that they've learned on the very tough journey that they've went through. But that is all masculines. It's not an exact story for all, but you know what I mean? It's you've all went through hell. What do we need to know about the future? So right, let's use, actually though, because these, wait a minute. What do we need to know about the future? I want to turn up at your door. Expect me. That card doesn't come out for a while. Nearly. I want to make you happy. I miss your smile. You matter. Our friendship. You see, so this is exactly what I just said. It's, it's a different vibe. Well, it's the same but different. our friendship matters to me, and I hope we can work on bringing that back stronger and better than it was before, which fits exactly what I was just saying about the teamwork. Like before, you're going on about like, marriage and commitment and all like that, and I love you. It's like you would want a strong basis of friendship. So there's nothing wrong with somebody saying, look, my intentions are real. Like, I regret that I didn't do this in the past because that's what has come through in this. Like, that felt it's like I regret I didn't do this in the past. This is what I want, but I'm aware of the fact that you might not trust me, and how do you feel about that? Do you mean? And it's I'm frustrated, and look what I just said. I'm grateful. That's creepy. This is the card that's quite funny, but you'll see why. I'm frustrated. Please don't pay attention to my moods. I allow my physical world to affect me more than it should. I get frustrated at my life and I know it needs to change. I'm working on this. But what I'm saying is, like, how the fuck would you know if they're not in your life? But this could be when someone comes into your life. They might, people's personalities don't completely change. It's like, well, unless it's a walk-in, but that's a whole different ballgame. But you know what I mean? It's kind of like this person's frustrated at themselves for taking this long to do something about it. I can do anything with the power of your love. You give me the strength and confidence to be me. That's beautiful. Thank you, Mr. Hartman. You are perfect. Yes. I mean, my God, this masculine is saying both you're beautiful and you're perfect. So you're perfect for me, just as you are. Don't ever change. And going right back to the start, that feels important because it doesn't matter how many other people think you're beautiful, or even if hopefully, if you feel that about yourself. The first card was trash. Can I just remind people? So, however, this masculine treated you in the past, it can't have been good. I'm sure it was at some point, but they must have made you feel like nothing at some point with their actions. And I'd imagine it'd be through ghosting and stuff. But the truth is, they think you're beautiful and perfect, and they put you on a pedestal and told themselves they don't deserve you. But they've projected. That's what happens. So that this is somebody that's went through an ego death would be able to own all of that, as hard as it is. Right. Okay. So, and what else is going to happen here? I think if I hadn't put the marriage cards back in, they'd come out, but I'm keeping out for the thumbnail. Pay attention to red flags. That card for me, I've had this over, well, I think it is 50, it might be, I think it's longer than that. I always say this, it's over 15 years because that you can't, it's a knockoff deck that is kicking about. So when I talk about knockoff, again, this person could have tried to make somebody else their fit, their be all and end all, but it was a knockoff. It wasn't their real divine partner. So it's, they could have been the nicest person in the world. It doesn't really matter. They probably weren't, though, with what's come out here. The signs are cautionary. This has always been pay attention to the signs, like in Silver Lining Playbook. Like it's a crime if you don't do something about it when all the signs are. Because the whole way through that film, it's hilarious because he keeps fucking going on about his ex-wife, and she's like, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" Do you know what I mean? It's like, and then it's if you, I won't spoil it if you haven't seen it, but it's as he said, it just took me a while to catch up. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. And notice in this card, the boy is leaning over at the girl. So this masculine will make an effort, which is why I say if it's the real person, they will. They won't be like, look, temptation, and they're not going to be tempted by others because they've already went through that, right? Love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. So if you're the feminine, you just keep in that energy of loving and respecting yourself, and that it's all coming together if this is yours. And I've got a feeling I know what card's going to come out, but I'll laugh if it does. But that's not the one. I can't. That piece is it to get. Wait a minute. We need one of these because they're good for the thumbnail. I can't tell you how scared I am that you might have moved on. That is exactly what I channeled when I held up like that, and that. You know what I mean? All of that. What if you move on and marry somebody else? They're scared to find out. Um, That's a bit creepy. I'm terrified that you're moving on from me. So, I mean, that might be a thumbnail potential because just to get across, if it looks like this person doesn't care, it's an act. Which just gets really fucking boring after a while, doesn't it? It's like whose game, like, you know, who's winning out of that? Like, you know what I mean? It just get it, like I said, it just gets boring. Like it's like um that's the one that's the one I thought. So I'm not reading it, but I felt that wanted to come out because with the whole sort of because there's not been, you know, there's not been many cards that are very sexual. You know, we've got cards that do say I have sexual fantasies about, you know, it's not been that. But although we did have the intense passion or something earlier on, burning desire, but it's more like a lot of love and commitment. It's like, yeah, it's giving that. Um, and I want to tell you the truth. They've done that all week. Keep reading me that card. And now this person, yeah, if this person could imagine their life without you, which obviously they could if they've been away for years, which is usually who I'm channeling to, they can't imagine their life without you now. And so I'm ready to commit 100%. Right, okay, fuck, we've got the thumbnail. See what I mean? They're teaching you there, right? Because I was patient and I knew that the perfect thumbnail was coming. And this person, when I get an itch, he knows that's love and spirit. This person waited. Good afternoon, how are you doing? Happy moon, barely in the ninth in the house. Lovely. It's like, look, I'm ready to commit to you 100%. So maybe this is just somebody that really needed a long time to grow into who they are now. And you know, it could be shit, but it is what it is. And I would say if that was the case, that this is somebody that's worth the wait. Oh, you fucking, what is this, man? Look, I just looked down and that was like at the top of that. Look, shocking. Look, I think this is gonna be shocking that this person wants to be more. Trouble, but it's, yeah, it's look, marriage promises that is. We're gonna go. Right, I got the thumbnail. Right, so I'll get the thumbnail at the end, but let's get my nose is really itchy, so there must be a loved one in spirit that's really pushing this person forward. Is there any members here still? Because I'm just wondering whether if nobody is wanting the paid readings, I might just do the members ones. We're just going to have to catch up on another fire moon to the new moon. And I was trying to do the new moon equate, but I mean, I may as well, because the membership thing didn't work today, I'll just do the new moon and Pisces reading on a week today. And I'll do those ones then, and then we'll do, and then that just means, and it's only free folk just now anyway. Just give me a shout when you want a 15-minute one on one of the other ones that I do. I think that's the best thing because my throat is feeling a wee bit scratchy. It's just that's just my sign that they want me to sort of wrap up. But right, let's go with this deck. So, oh, fuck off. Sorry, that was the alarm. How do clear folk? That's funny. Right, so what have we got for the new earth frequency? Now, is it going to be that one that's like make way for the queen in your life? No, but it makes sense with what's come through. New vision, which is exactly what this masculine has, a new vision for their life. Your view of the world is changing. Look beyond the illusion. So the illusion could be whatever they've just got out of, or in some cases, whatever people are still in. Yeah, I can't bother unpacking all that. Whatever made sense to you. To see the most spectacular views. So it's like big, it feels like a massive change. It's like whatever the perspective shift is or the paradigm shift. If this is you, you're like, I see everything really clearly. And on one hand, it's really disturbing me because I can see what has halted and stunted my growth in certain areas of my life, especially my love life and the manipulation and all that. But in another way, wow, I'm excited about what could be. I just need to find out if the other person wants it. But as we can see, whoever this fucker is, they're really keen. I mean, I don't think there's any other way to say that. Do you know what I mean? It's like it'll be interesting if that's somebody that tries to come in like making out like fucking rolling. Yeah, you know, I just want to see how you're doing. I'm not even really that bothered. And it's like, no, I really am. Actually, I think I just grabbed the thumbnail. Although I wanted a love you in it too. But you see what we've got too many. Like I can't. Nah, wait a minute. What's on the bottom? Heart choices. You can boom, drop the mic. You cannot deceive your own heart when you honor your truth and follow your happiness. So I'm going to be a bit of a dick when I'm going to be a bit of a dick when I'm emphasizing this, right? You cannot deceive your own heart when you honor your truth and follow your happiness. So it's not anyone else's heart. So it's not their fucking decisions, whoever they are. It's not anyone else's truth. So they've not got a say in it. And it's not their happiness and it's not their life. So, you know what I mean? I think that covers that. And money tree. Dreams come to oh look, and I wouldn't look. I just felt guided to pick that deck up. Dreams come true. You will get what you have long desired. Enjoy your wealth. That's not just about money. That's because you chose love, and that's the only. I think that's the only card in there. Maybe no, there's another one that says partnership because this is a money deck. But this, oh, they're proving what I said. Whenever I use cards that aren't specifically about love, the one love card or the two love cards will come out because I'm here to teach about love. Love affair. The where love affairs at work rarely work well. Don't lose your mind. But right, so it could have been like a little bit. It could have been that somebody has got involved in a marriage and a business and invest in that, and it's been a nightmare, and someone's been fleeced or something. It could that I feel like that could make sense. But I just take it to mean you're going to be in a love affair with somebody and get your divine inheritance because it says dreams come true. You'll get what you've long desired, and this person has long desired the divine feminine. Right. Oh my gosh, I'm dense. I just realized that your name is basically Phoenix, Phoenix, Phoenix. I'm not. I don't know. I wouldn't have got that. Right. So, um, let's. I think I'll hold them together, and I feel like I want one of these as well. My nose is really itchy. Like I know now how I feel about you. I'm scared it's too late. I don't know. She'll need to tell you herself. I don't know. I like that too, clear folk. Yes, it is. There you go. You're right. Don't be sorry. You're right. I wouldn't have got that from it. Like I wasn't. But sorry, Katie, because that isn't great if it's. But you see, I'm a bit slow, so you know what I mean. Like yeah, it doesn't really matter. I didn't. Right. That's quite funny. I did say that earlier on in this. I'm great at well, that's a bit I'm not being modest. I am a great speller. Like I'm not gonna lie. But if I'm tired, like say like I thought I was doing that loads last night when I'm responding to emails and I'm tired, or if I was in an exam, I'll spell the words wrong like 10 different times, or I do that quite a lot when I write the post later. You know, I always like to, well, I don't always, but most of the time I do a wee, like, oh, I've just pulled, you know, I like to pull a card when I get off and say night kind of thing. And it's like, I'll put like be instead of do, and you know what I mean? But sometimes things like that, I can't see it. So helps tell me a bit about people depending on which part of the name they pick up on first. Yeah. I think for me, it's always the first bit, so I just always look at Faye. Um, Yeah, I think the thing is, everyone on this channel connects with Phoenix energy because I'm like 0 degree. You couldn't get, like I always say, you couldn't get any more Scorpio than me. Like, well, you can, but like you know what I mean? I've got like a shit ton of Scorpio planets, and my Pluto is 0 degrees conjunct my Scorpio rising. So like honestly, so many people, because Beck says that, like Beck loves it, yeah, like honestly, everybody says that in a session, but it just makes sense to me because I equally love that energy as well. But it's but I wasn't getting that. My brain wouldn't get that from, but I can see like Phoenix, yeah, I can kind of see, yeah, but right, okay, so let's hold this up now, because I need to go and get to bed. Right. I love you as I think we can creep I love you in as well, actually. Lovely. Can we there's not any room for me. See, because then the words go out. Is that too much? Should I pick one of the black ones rather than oh no, actually I think it does all fit in. I just need to position it. What am I doing with them? Fuck, maybe it would be better doing it. I think that might be it's this way, isn't it? I think. If I'm patient. Unless I swap hands. Well, yes. There we go. See. Oh, what am I doing? Ah, it was fine, and then I just need to position that. That's going out of the shot. It's because it's because there's a delay, and it's like I always do it too fast, so I'm just. Where's my. It's not, why is my face not in it? The only reason I'm wanting my face in it is because people connect with the message when they. If I'm doing that, a lot of people do that if they're not confident. You know what I mean? It's like people need to see your face to connect, and people trust faces. They don't. I mean, actually, that doesn't really fit for YouTube because lots of people have faceless channels. But you know what I mean? It's just if where you possible, it's better for because a lot of the time I'm doing it. It's just it's anyway. Sunny month spring pics I took 30 minutes ago. Sent you. Oh, lovely. Thank you for that. Right. So, right. That was nice. That was a nice one. Fucking hell. Is the tide turning? It's not normally that nice. Well, actually, shit. What am I talking about? It wasn't actually very nice. No, it wasn't. Sorry. Actually, it wasn't very nice. It was like it didn't start very nice and it ended. I think that's, I think that's life. That's that. No, but it was like it started off really fucking toxic, actually. And it's like, if that's been your experience, you're about to be really, really fucking happy because you've had such a shit experience. Both people, I would say. Um, where is the tarot deck? Because I feel like I want to see if the Dirty Dancing card comes out. Right. So yeah, members, if you happen to be watching this on the replay, we shall reconvene. I've already said to them, I'll try and I'll go live in there, I think at some point on Monday. But feeling that I'll be in a week today and we'll do your cards then. I'll just try and do exactly what I plan to do today. A wee half an hour in the second level and a half an hour at like for all levels and then public. And who knows, I'll probably be sitting there for another 8 hour live, seeing as that seems to happen on a Monday. I don't ever mean it, but but I don't think so. Because the next day is the dark moon in Pisces, and I want to make sure that I am fit and healthy to go away on my wee trip. So um is there anything that needs to come from this tarot deck before I say goodnight? So yeah, if you'd like to book a session Yeah, there's not much space at all left this month. Um, I've got someone on Thursday. I don't know what time yet, but she usually goes. Oh wait a minute, I do know what time. Yeah, I think I've got someone that'll just be like an hour at like usually at 3, and then I've not got anyone else, so I've got space on the Thursday, and that's the new moon. Um, and you can just email to find out the rest, basically. Right. I have balanced my energy. I am ready for true love. So that's why you trust your intuition. A bit like what I've been saying about Mars conjunct North Node. These are both two very twin flamey cards. The Two of Cups, true love card, union really, and Temperance is also about balancing your energy and very twin flames. I have balanced my energy. I have caught up to the timeline in which I can come into union. You are my Two of Cups. Sorry I'm so late. Thanks for waiting on me. I was in a bit of a hanged man position that I'm coming out of. Offered my Ace of Pentacles in the wrong direction. I'm here now. I knew that was going to come out. That's the Dirty Dancing card. I felt it. Now I want to change the fucking. I want to change it. I want that one. I want that one. See, that's the smash. I want that card. Very interesting as well, right? Because what I always say about this is the lovers is a choice as well, right? But that lovers card, like the one in the light seers, I haven't used that deck for months. He's not choosing anyone else, and that's been the whole vibe of this. Like, there's no other girl literally on the card. Sometimes there's two girls on the card. He's looking dead in the eye, so it's like this person must have memories like that. Um, and that's what's if they push that away, that's what's re-emerging. Also, her headgear could almost look like sort of a wedding kind of thing, couldn't it? It's almost reminding me of in that film when she puts a little necklace around his. She puts it around his neck and says, "We're married now," because that's what they done in that era. God, I don't normally see that in that card. That's nice. Do we go to the bother of like doing the thumbnail? What did that say again? Please tell me how you're feeling. It's driving me crazy not knowing. Nah, we'll just leave it. That can be a wee surprise. I do like that card though. Right. Good night, people. I need some carbs. So yeah, I'll see you on Monday. Um because tomorrow is just for me and then my weekend is just I need to just, what I do on the weekend is not talk. I preserve my voice. That's fine by me. Um and yeah. So yes, have a lovely weekend everyone. And I'll catch up with you Monday. See you later.